She offered herself for shelter, but the cowboy said, "You deserve love, not pity." The dust storm hit like the wrath of God himself, howling through the Wyoming plains in 1887, whipping sand into my eyes like 1,000 tiny knives. I, Elizabeth Harper Lizzie, to the ghosts of my past, collapsed onto the cracked earth, my knees buckling under the weight of a month-long trek through hell. 19 years old, but feeling like a withered old soul. I clutched my Ma's scarlet ribbon, whispering a prayer that tasted like dust and despair. Lord, if you're up there, don't let me die like this alone. Forgotten, my vision blurred. The world spinning in shades of brown and fury, and for a heartbeat, I thought this was the end. The drought had been merciless. 3 seasons of sun-scorched torture, turning the golden prairies into a wasteland, where even the toughest weeds gasped for life. My folks had gone first, claimed by a fever that burned hotter than any prairie fire. Leaving me to bury them in shallow graves I dug with blistered hands. I etched their names on flat stones, Ma, with her gentle smile, Pa with his unyielding strength, and walked away, the bank seizing our homestead like a vulture on carrion. Neighbors offered pitying glances and prayers, but their own larders were empty. Folks like old Widow Jenkins could spare a crust of bread, but not much more. "Stay strong, Lizzie," she'd said, her voice cracking like dry earth. But strength, it was slipping away with every mile. Hunger gnawed at my insides. A constant ache since my last bit of hardtack vanished under that blistering sun. My flask held only a sip of murky water, bitter as regret. I'd tried snaring a prairie dog the day before, my trembling fingers fumbling the knots until the little beast scampered free, leaving me cursing my weakness. Nights were worse huddled in a shallow arroyo, wrapped in my tattered shawl. I dared not light a fire. Outlaws roamed these parts, and last night their shadows had passed close, their crude laughter carrying promises of horrors no woman should face alone. "Looking for company, darlin'," one had jeered, sending ice down my spine. In my pocket, the faded tintype of my family was my Anchor Ma's eyes full of love, Pa's arm around us both. "Hold on, Lizzie," I murmured to it, drawing on Ma's lessons of grit, the way she'd faced Pa's long absences with a quiet fire in her heart. Love like theirs had been my dream, a tender flame in a harsh world, but now survival trumped romance. Then, through the dawn's haze, came the lowing of Catula, beacon of hope laced with fear. Drifters like me often met Lears from cowpokes, men hardened by the frontier, like the grizzled types I'd glimpsed in saloons back home. But desperation pushed me forward. Smoothing my ragged gingham dress, I fingered that ribbon again, stealing for whatever bargain I might strike. The storm escalated, a wall of dust surging like buckshot. Buried under shifting dunes, I clawed free, lungs searing, hallucinating Ma and Pa's voices. "Get up, girl." Panic clawed at me would. I suffocate here, dreams unfulfilled. Rough hands yanked me into a barn, the door slamming shut. Gasping, I looked up at grizzled faces, peering down some with predatory glints, like a lanky one with a scar twisting his grin. "Well, ain't you a sight?" he drawled. My heart pounded. Was this salvation or a new nightmare?